Hello, I'm Joseph Neuberger, and welcome to Neuberger Rose Online. I'm joined by my partners, David Rose and Stacy Nichols. We're here to discuss DNA dragnets. With the recent homicide investigation in Orangeville, the police were going door to door asking for DNA samples from people. What does this mean?
What it means, Joe, is that the police have a crime scene where they've found DNA, and what they're trying to do is match the DNA from what they believe is the culprit to someone in the community. They don't know who that is, so they don't have anyone to target. So they're going out in the community at large and rather indiscriminately just asking for DNA samples. They're confining it probably to men. But they're trying to capture as many DNA samples as possible in the hope that someone's DNA is going to match up to that crime scene.
Well, Stacy, let's say the police show up at a person's door and they're asking for a DNA sample. What should they do?
Well, it's a completely individual choice, Joe. People can either consent or not consent. One person may consider it a huge invasion of privacy. Another person may be more than happy to cooperate with the police investigation.
Well, let's ask that. What happens if someone does cooperate? What does that mean?
Well, it will have the effect of allowing the police to effectively determine whether that person is a suspect or not. So if someone provides a DNA sample and it turns out that they don't match the crime scene, then the police effectively cross off the name from their list of possible suspects. So they narrow the potential pool of suspects.
Well, Stacy, if somebody does cooperate and they give a sample, what happens to the DNA sample?
Well, in these particular types of investigations, the dragnets, the sample is not held onto for the long term. It's only used for that particular investigation, so it doesn't go into the National Data Bank or anything of that nature.
And I guess the situation is this. If somebody does refuse, they don't technically get cleared by the police, and that's an issue. Which leads me to the next question is, do these investigative methods, DNA dragnets, does it interfere with an individual's liberty rights?
A lot of people do talk about feeling that pressure of a police officer at their door, and they feel compelled to provide this DNA sample, even though they don't really want to do it. And they don't have to believe that they're hiding anything. It's rather like someone who has blinds on their front living room. They're not actually covering up anything. They just don't want people peering in. So it's kind of like that. So someone who doesn't want to give up their DNA sample and they're effectively being coerced into doing that, well, they can feel a sense of violation of their privacy, and I don't think that's something to be sneered at.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today on our topic of DNA dragnets. If you have a question on this topic or any other criminal law issue, please join us at www.nrlawyers.com. Thank you. Have a good day.